down.
Near disaster. Turner was well out of the cage behind the net. Made a risky play. It paid off. Unsettled. Who's got it? Finally, it comes away to Pinot again. Here's Benson Irwin. Who is so soft-spoken and so shy. When the Hopkins coaches were recruiting him, they addressed him as Irwin Benson for a couple of months, and he never corrected them. Didn't say Coach, it's Benson Irwin, by the way. He's that polite and considered a person.
I remember watching him play in high school. He played midfield. He played with a long pole when they had on defense. He played on man up, and he played on man down. He was on the field. He and Kyle Harrison had friends in Baltimore. They were on the field 90% of the time.
Malo did not play against Marist College in the NCAA opener because of a hamstring pull. Came back against UMass, though. Working the ball down low again. Virginia up to the task. Their slide beautiful on LeSueur. Plenty of contact, and Peter couldn't even pull the trigger.
It was Culver. It was Culver. Maybe their best all-around defender. He held Joe Walters to 1 goal and then 1 assist in 2 matchups this year. He held first-team All-American Jed Prosner of Carolina to only 1 goal. So Culver can play some serious D.
Virginia's offside as Culver charged across the line.
It's about the 5th unforced turnover by Virginia, leading to extra. There it is. Look at it. 12 turnovers. 5th unforced. Now, of course, the other team's going to contribute a little, but just a couple sloppy passes, mental mistakes.
Huntley and Byrne play catch. Huntley had the big game the last time these teams met. 3 goals in the 4th quarter. Greg Pizer can't find the handle. His younger brother Stephen are stars in his Hopkins team. Malo takes it back.
Who can beat their man right now? These Virginia D guys are getting out, playing the ball aggressively, and nobody in a white jersey can run by him.
It's Greg Pizer from Long Island. Big football star there as well. Charges in. Shot deflected last second. Again, great recovery defense. Buchanan that time got a piece of his stick on the way through. He couldn't fire it with much steam on the ball.
He checked it, but he was shoot.
Still scoreless. Huntley with it. Left-hand cradle. Try to get free. Ricky Smith, a big check.
Wow, Huntley slipped. Loose ball hold. I don't know. That is excellent defense. You see Petramala with the negative body posture. You want to talk about intensity. 2 teammates right there. 2 teammates had to be separated. Stakes are awful high, folks.
In front, Byrne denied. One more time, Jake Byrne, the big goal scorer for Hopkins on the doorstep. Now a penalty is coming. Bodies are everywhere, and we'll have a man-up calling.
What's that? Take 41. 41.
Joe Malo's going to go.
Technical 30, 41.
30, technical foul call.
He got his money's worth for a 30. Because this is just, he just ran him over from behind. First extra man opportunity of the game. You see J.J. Morrissey. I thought last week against Navy he was their best defender. Unheralded short stick defender. Terrific hockey player, ice hockey player at the high school level. His footwork is sensational, though. So quick with his lateral movement, almost like a defensive back in football. Doesn't allow his guy to run around him.
Man up try here. Virginia and the EMOs led by Kyle Dixon, 6 tallies. In the tournament, they're 3 for 7. Season average of 34%. Top of the box, Ward off the pipe. Oh, you hear the clang of the metal all the way up here. There's a lid on each goal right now, folks. We are still scoreless with 8 ticks left in a 30-second technical call on Malo, but now Irwin and Hopkins will trigger play.
When we spoke to Matt Ward this week, he said, losing makes me sick to my stomach. And hitting the pipes will make you sick to your stomach as well. They got the shot they wanted. This play is designed for Matt Ward to step down right-handed. He lets it rip from about 12 yards off the iron. Execution is there. Some of these players are so accurate. If they aim for the pipe, they hit the pipe.
Trouble at midfield. Hopkins on a change out of bounds. Speaking of unforced errors for Dave Petramala's group. Hopkins out shooting. UVA 14-7. Sides are even after the technical foul call. And Malo out of the box.
Thought Hopkins looked very tight in practice yesterday. They were trying to hide it, trying to be loose, but underneath you could see they were tight. This is pressure. They have not had success in this national semifinal game over the last 17 years.
Hard to believe. 1-8 in their past 9. Made the final in 03, lost to these Cavaliers. Great play defensively down low again. Field has another answer as he was able to pick off the pass airborne, but then on a nice ride from Christmas and from Moore, he loses it, turnover, and Virginia gets it back on the attack.
He's got 20 seconds to clear that ball over the midfield line, and sometimes your best option is to circle away from traffic and redirect through your goaltender.
There's Kyle Dixon, 11 in the dark jersey. Kyle telling us this week he's had to really try to turn on the aggressive mode in his game. He's 6'4", about 220, but not from a football background as many lacrosse players are, and sometimes a little shy on dipping the shoulder down and running people over. At that size, you got to do it. Here he is, jump shot. Schwartzman a piece of it. Rebound loose down low. Third save for Schwartzman first half. Dixon trying to find the ground ball, can't. Out come the Jays again. It's got Candy with a long stick. Timeout called by the top-ranked Blue Jays, and Dave Petramalo, who's not pleased.
Timeout here.
As his team tries to win a 15th straight game this year. There's tremendous pressure in Baltimore. And the guy they call Petro to win another championship for his alma mater. Semifinal number 2, Lincoln Financial Field in Philly, home of the Eagles. Today and this weekend, home for lacrosse. Dave Ryan, Quint Kesnick, Janine Edwards on the field. Beautiful sun-splashed afternoon, although thunderstorms are possible later, we're told.
Ready?
Hopkins the top seed in the home whites. Virginia is a lower seed out of the ACC. Visiting unis today, still no score. And Virginia does have one scoreless half this year against Duke in a game they lost 17-2, April 16th. Johns Hopkins has not gone through a half this year without a goal. We'll see if that changes.
Number 30.
Cavs on the attack again. Here's Christmas, right-hand cradle.
I think once this game gets rolling, goal-scoring wise, it's going to open up considerably. I think once the first goal goes in, we should see a kind of a landslide of action after that.
Riviere with a nice effort in tight on Schwartzman, backed up very well by Hopkins. It's all effort on that shot. The first person closest to it when the ball goes out of bounds, who is still inbounds, is awarded possession on a shot. Normally it's the offensive team, but in that case, Hopkins' hustle results in them getting the ball back for a clear try. Robbie on close defense for Malo, who's had a lot of minutes here. That hamstring must be a lot better than a turnover. Nearly so. Ground ball loose. Christmas, Rubier, all kinds of problems. There are 4 Cavaliers swarming around the ball right now.
Hopkins still on the clock there for the 22nd call.
White.
Good break. Crosses the midfield line. They avoid the 22nd call and get it back. Malo credit him with incredible hustle for getting up in that sea of orange.
Yeah, and Steve Holmes and Rob Bateman just making things happen with those 6-foot-long defensive poles. Bateman, so talented, had a hamstring injury as a senior at Penn State, transferred to Virginia. He is fit right in, has great sense of anticipation and intuition about his game.
Stephen Pizer out of the field with brother Greg. They had an older brother Michael as well, an All-American at Hopkins. Now in the MLL. He graduated 03. Malo charging in, scores! Finally, we've got a goal. It's Joe Malo of Johns Hopkins. Icebreaker with under 5 to go in the first half, believe it or not.
From the end zone, you'll get a good angle here. Watch him come in below the defense this way right here. Slices and dices, kind of drops his stick down low. Watch him on the finish now. Watch how he drops his stick down low and the reaction the goalie gets right there. Kip Turner drops the head of his lacrosse stick and then he finishes it up to the top portions of the net. And the seal is broken. And from here, I think both teams now will settle down and we'll see some a little more excitement, a little more goal scoring.
8th of the year for Malo, who had a career best 4 goals against Albany April 5th.
Play it out.
He had no career goals before this year. That had 4 in one game against Albany. So now he's become an offensive threat. Janine, what do you have for us on Malo?
Well, it's funny because Coach Dave Pietramala told us that Joe Malo gets the Has Come the Furthest award. The senior midfielder played in 14 of 15 games last season. He only missed 1 game due to injury, but he says he really surprised everyone this year. He's giving it all and has finally jumped in with both feet. And we just saw him score the first goal.
And healthy hamstrings, that helps too.
He was a designated clearer.
Rabel's shot denied there by Turner Quint on a nice save by Kip Turner. Good bounce back. He's got 10 saves in this first half.
Potential numbers here for the Cavaliers.
Romero trying to take advantage. Unsettled situation for Hopkins, but Blue Jays are top seeded and top ranked for a reason. They recover well for 6-on-6 play in their defensive half of the field.
I think if you're Virginia right now, I think the 2 guys that are going to get you to where you need to be shot-wise are Matt Ward in his matchup. I think Ward's got to push to the rack, and I think the other guy is Kyle Dixon from up top. I think those 2 guys can draw the double team, and then ball movement can beat this Hopkins defense.
Christmas for Little. Riley carries in. Ruby, your left-hand cradle. He said to us yesterday, my life changed in a heartbeat. Driving along too fast. I knew it was going too fast. I ran a turn in the SUV and rolled it over. Thankfully, he was wearing a seatbelt, as was the passenger in his car.
Seatbelt saved him. He rolled the car twice.
Unbelievable.
3 surgeries, 2 metal plates, and some nasty scars that he showed us yesterday in practice. Came back to be the outstanding player in the Baltimore metropolitan area his senior year.
Little. Down low, Christmas couldn't find the handle. Schwartzman trying to rake it into the crease. It's grabbed right back by Hopkins. Jesse Schwartzman, good outlet pass for Field, right on the money. Schwartzman's older brother Andrew saw his season come to an end. The first semifinal. Maryland's blowout loss to Duke 18-9.
Left behind.
Andrew did have 2 goals today.
Hopkins may be undefeated. They haven't exactly blown people out this season until last week, beating UMass handily. But prior to that, and Coach Stargio of Virginia, his comment was, hey, they keep you in the game. You know, they've won a lot of close games, 9-7 games, 9-6, 12-11, 7-5, 11-10.
Lasor, what an effort, he scores! Diving in front, the fake, the dive, the juke, and then the tally, and Hopkins leads by 2.
Lasor, playing in his 60th game, scores his 60th goal to go along with 59 assists now, isolating against the short stick. Look at the defense. The double comes. It's physical. But that's where the body control and the stick control come in. You can be falling down to the turf and still generate a pretty good shot.
Come down same time.
9th career NCAA tournament goal for Lasor.
Kind of equivalent to a guy being fouled in basketball and still makes the layup.
Has battled through an ankle injury. Coach Dave Pietramala not using him much in the first round win over Marist.
Pietramala may call timeout here.
You're not in, you're not in.
4 for 4 on faceoffs on the Blue Jays. 2 unassisted goals.
Failure to advance. Never in, you weren't in, you weren't in. No.
You heard it, failure to advance the ball.
Pietramala losing it on the far side, but Skakandi never stepped in that offensive box in that white line, which then you can call a timeout.
Ricky Smith the outlet. And Virginia does get the timeout. Minute 34 to go. Our officials are wired for sound. We're hearing everything on the field. It's a real treat.
Refs got that one right.
Puts you right in the game. One of 88 NCAA championships. This, an exciting event as well. Huge crowd to watch Johns Hopkins, top seeded, trying to run all the way with an undefeated season and a championship, and Joe Malo's going to help that if he can.
Yeah, both goals will be unassisted. You got to beat your man and get inside. It was Malo leaning in, and look at the punishment that Lasor, and with that final lunge, he kind of almost broad jumped through that double team to show the skill, dexterity to put the ball in a good spot while you're in the air.
Had a good chat with some of the Hopkins players this week. Peter Lesueur getting a pretty hard time from Greg Raymond, his buddy and teammate. Lesueur is about 5'10", Raymond's 6'4", so he was saying Pete's awfully short. Hey, he's so small he can sleep under the bed and things along those lines. Having a good time with each other. It showed me the team was relaxed enough this week to be able to poke fun at each other. But you think they might be a little tense?
I thought they were tense in practice yesterday. In this game, if it continues to play in a low-scoring fashion, tension will dominate the second half because every goal, every play will become magnified. You'll see the tension and intensity on his face.
Yeah, Dave Petramala's take all year has been one game at a time. The old sports cliche, but not to think championship until we get to that game. Janine has more.
Yeah, Dave, I'll tell you, Dave Petramala is intense right now. He was just telling his guys the most important thing you can do right now is cover this ball well. Cover the ball well. He said, don't worry, make the decisions, we will back you up. But he's looking to hold this lead right now going into halftime, guys.
We'll see if his defense, which so far has shut out Virginia's outstanding attack and middies, is up to the task, Janine. Cavaliers average almost 12 goals a game. Nothing so far. Dixon, top of the box. Here's Ward, free, shoots, scores! There's Matt Ward. The team's leading scorer gets UVA on the board, finally, with only 1:06 left in the half.
Watch Dixon set this play up. He draws the double team, kicks it to his right. Ward, catch, turn, and fire. Puts it in a sensational spot. But this play starts with Kyle Dixon's ability to draw the double team. And I think that's a defensive mistake by Johns Hopkins. Why would you want to double team Kyle Dixon right there and leave a guy like Matt Ward open from about 10 yards? That brings back memories of last year's semifinal shellacking at the hands of the Syracuse Orangemen.
White's on the line. Orange.
Procedure call. You heard it. Kyle Harrison on the line. Illegal. And Jack DeVilliers and Virginia will take over. DeVilliers, a record-setting face-off midi in Virginia history.
Eagle left. Raise it.
Under a minute to go, first half. From the Lincoln Philly, Duke is in already to the national championship game Monday on ESPN at noon Eastern. Thompson gets free, drives to the goal. Schwartzman makes a great save. His fourth of the first half robs Drew Thompson. It looked like he had plenty of real estate there.
Thompson telegraphed it. Schwartzman was down low before the shot was even released. Good lunge save.
See the save category, top left of the screen there, 23 seconds, and Hopkins will take a timeout. Their final play stoppage of the first half.
Schwartzman had 20 saves in the regular season matchup. His best game of the year was against Towson. But look at the inside move, and the head and shoulders just kind of look down. And as a goalie, that's one thing you're reading. By rule, you're only supposed to watch the ball. But Schwartzman will tell you, hey, you got to cheat as much as you can. Watch the shoulders, the hands, and the head. And that time, I think Thompson kind of looked down low and shot low, telegraphed his shot.
Dave Petramala didn't know how Schwartzman would grow into that starter's role, but it certainly has fit him well. Coming up, Dave Repson, Leif Elsmo in our studio. We'll recap that Duke huge victory over Maryland in the first semifinal and a Mark Pryor update as well as we switch to Major League Baseball. We've got the college baseball regionals, super regionals coming up. Softball super regionals underway, leading to Oklahoma City and the Women's World Series. Plenty of NCAA action to talk about as we hit Memorial Day weekend. And June coming up, an exciting month for NCAA sports. Designing a play to try to unleash some powerful offense we haven't seen much of in the first half. Turner has been good. The Virginia D is astutely pointed out. Very underrated with some big-time players with a 6-foot pole. Rakowski has nothing to show for his first half. Over 15 seconds. It's Harrison. Swim move to get free. Rakowski try to go to Lesueur. It's tipped. Ball still loose, not out of bounds. Free ball. Push call is going to go against Virginia and Smith. 2 seconds left in the half. Got a penalty call. Afterwards, he may have protested a bit too loudly.
That is not what you want. Hopkins will hold the ball right here, and when we start...
1 minute. Oh, three? 1 minute full time. F-bomb. Okay. Say use the F word, coach. 1 minute. 3, orange. Unsportsmanlike, full time.
There you have it. Unsportsmanlike. You are not allowed to mouth off to the officials in any way, shape, or form, whether they made the right call or the wrong call. So this is going to carry over into the second half, and Hopkins will start the second half with a 58-second extra man opportunity.
So that'll do it for the first 30 minutes from Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. A huge crowd gathered to watch this semifinal. Dom Starsia and Ricky Smith will chat about that penalty he took, meaning the Cavs are down a man to begin third quarter play in a very close game. Virginia starts down a man. Remember, Smith took the unsportsmanlike penalty at the very end of the first half. About 55 seconds and counting now. Now the man up, Hopkins. Berry right off the hop. Buries a goal for Johns Hopkins. Laser beam shot, not much Turner can do there.
Not sure if this caught the Virginia defense napping. There's nothing fancy here. He just steps down. Barry just steps down to about 10 yards, and that's a communication breakdown. Super Mo will do the deal. This is absolutely sizzling, and you see the reaction shot. Kyle Barry, local player here from PA, had an injury-plagued senior season. A former first-team All-American as a sophomore. Look at his numbers now. Only 10 goals this season. Had rib injuries and ankle injuries.
Guys, stay off the line. No violation. Off the line. Let's go.
First man up goal of the game for Hopkins. They were 2 for 5 the last time they matched up with Virginia in March at Homewood Field. Huntley gets the assist.
30.
Barry the big tally. Yet another Philly area native, as you said, Narberth, Pennsylvania.
Still a man advantage. Unsportsmanlike, non-releasable penalty.
Can they take advantage again? Byrne winds and misses. That's Huntley with a big shot. Missed the target.
This foul is over at 14:02.
In front, scoop shot try. Rakowski got buried for his efforts.
13.
Here's Lesur. Barry just scored a moment ago. Good ball movement. Huntley. Byrne tries to bury it, and it comes loose again. Sides are even now. Smith about to hop back on the field. 6 aside. Can they recover in time? No! A goal scored! Byrne. Second straight tally for Hopkins to begin play third quarter. 4-1.
And all even goal. Look at Kyle Dixon coming in from the top of the midfield line, but he doesn't quite